Hello, everybody. My name is Chris, and I'm just throwing this in right now. This is the future me, not the me you're going to see today. But I just want to throw this in at the beginning, early on, and basically just kind of like real quick. And I'm going to try to keep this relatively brief. So this episode I recorded pretty much immediately after the last episode, episode 6, mostly because I was on a vibe with the game, and I was like, you know what, I literally need to keep playing this, but I also want to use this moment to express that I completely agree with a lot of you, most of you actually. In the last 2 episodes, there have been a lot of, and it's my approach has been a little more chaotic than it had been in the past, and I see, in a good way, a lot of you guys pointed it out and saw it too, and I was kind of starting to feel it, especially near the end of episode 6. I was definitely feeling that a lot and being like, what, like, kind of almost like reflecting in like, what am I, how did I get myself into this? Right, and a number of you pointed it out, right? It's sort of like my own eagerness is my enemy, and it's definitely gotten to me in the last episode and a little bit in the one before, where I can have like a little bit of information, or I see like there's a puzzle, or there's something to be solved, and I'm like, I have the information, I need to execute on it. That combined with, I think, letting the timing of the Hourglass Twins like really kind of pressure I pressured myself, right? This is in no way any of this is the game's fault. This is purely me, and I acknowledge and I see it, and it's sort of all of that was like, okay, I gotta go maybe faster. Not speeding through it, but sort of like the sand is filling up, and we only have certain areas that we can access within a certain time period. So like, okay, I gotta try to get there faster and see what's going on and execute before that time runs out. Now, ironically, we have virtually unlimited time, which is why I don't know how I got into that mindset, right? Because the loop ends, just do it again. It's not over, right? But then I was also enjoying the fact that we were seeing new things and finding little puzzle pieces to other things and everything. It was exciting, and I will say, like, I think the revelation in a lot of the areas, right? There were a lot of moments, but the big one, I think, was the Quantum Rock area. That one was brutal. That one hurt me before you guys even saw it. Right? It's sort of, it was this approach it the way we've approached everything else. See how we're following in the footsteps of everybody that came before us, which is very much, we were told something that somebody else did, or that they've tried something, or they've seen something, and that's like, oh, let's do that then and see what happens, right? Like, for example, like Feldspar on Giant's Deep, when he found a way into the core, and he had that phrase where he said he was surprised that he didn't get electrocuted. And in that moment, it's like, okay, there's a couple things we can use to maybe deduce how he avoided being electrocuted, which is like, okay, is the electricity not real, or did he use something to protect himself against the electricity? You know? And when we look at that, it's a very finite thing. When I was in the quantum tunnels, trust me, I felt it immediately, was when they said, oh, one of them was on the rock, they turned the lights off, when they turned them back on, or they turned the torches off, and when they turned them back on, he was gone. So was the rock. And in that moment should have been, you know, we formed a hypothesis. Like, we try the experiment, do exactly what they did, and see where we can change things to maybe get a different result or a better result. And I was almost there. When I was on the rock. I had the lights off, but I didn't turn the flashlight off. Instead, I was looking away from the rock, right? So not observing the object, but that wasn't enough in this moment, right? And it didn't click with me, so I was like, okay, I'm not looking at it. It still hasn't moved. What do we do? And I was running around in circles. Long story short, I was overthinking in that moment was definitely the worst thing. And I swear, I don't want to make this. I don't want to make this whole thing like very long right at the beginning. But I really just want to emphasize that I completely agree. My own eagerness to kind of not just make progress, but also, go and like do the things. Because I know it's like I have information for this, and I think just kind of pressuring myself too much to be like, let's execute on this, instead of what I have done. Basically, the first four episodes of this series is just feel it out. Because there has been nothing that we've had to force at all. At any point, we've never had to force anything in this game. It's either we understand it and we can do it, or we don't understand it yet and we come back to it. Because 9 times out of 10, it is not something to be fixed. There is not something to be changed. Right? It's more, how do we do the thing? And it's all about gathering the information on that thing. If we don't have anything, guessing, it's like, sure, it could work. And I think I said this even in the early episodes. It's like, yeah, you can probably guess your way to a lot of stuff, but it's not great. Like, again, with the quantum tunnel, I don't feel good that I found out how to do that by accident. Sort of like, oh, stand on there, turn the flashlight off, turn it back on. Ooh, I moved. It should have been a moment where I repeat what they did, and it's like, oh, that's how that works. Right? It should have been that, but instead, I'm bumbling around, trying to think of like, oh, it can't be that obvious. It's gotta be something else. And then getting in my own head about it. And of course, my insistence on trying and doing everything I can to not edit anything in this series for the sake of continuity. And just also keeping in the fact that, everything you're seeing is me. Like, my thought process, my process is being witnessed, even if it's fucking convoluted. Which, after this episode, we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna slow down. Right? We're gonna pace through things a lot better. Because I didn't like the way that I was. I mean, it may not frantic, but it was definitely a lot more like trial and error, more than it was before. Like trial and error, like, oh, can I, like the cactus hallway. I wanted to see if I could get down there, and it seemed to be the case that you probably could if you could manage the jetpack well enough. And part of me wanted to try that, right? Just see like, oh, could I? But then there's also a level of, oh, if it's this difficult and there's this much margin for error, or this little of margin for error, it's probably not correct. And yeah, so basically just wanted to say that I appreciate it, because that's huge. It is huge. I think that's probably one of the most important things, and one of the things I appreciate about, doing all the games, not just this one, but any of them, where it's like obviously, no spoilers. But on the other hand, when I say like, oh, we are going through this, it's like, yeah, you've seen this game before, you've played it, you've seen other playthroughs likely. And so, advice and also the constructive criticism is massive, because don't get that too often. Believe it or not, even when I ask for it. Because sometimes you guys see things differently than I see things, and then things in the moment look different through my eyes than they do afterwards through your guys watching it. And I think it's different between going and being like, oh, you suck, or you're kind of like, God, you're just not getting it, versus like, oh, the approach you're taking is not helping you, right? You're going too fast, too slow. You're not looking at this right. You're ignoring this very clear information you got 10 minutes ago. What are you doing? So I really do mean it when I say that. I appreciate it, because it's huge. And I hope this episode goes a lot better. And the next episode, just know, episode 8 going forward, where I'm going to, and it's, again, I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm changing my gameplay style, like it's gonna be a whole basically brand new approach to the series. No, it's just recalibrating back to my approach early on with the game, instead of looking at everything in such a rushed way. Because I am enjoying every second, even though I am bumbling around. This game is still amazing. It's incredible. But at the same time, I'm becoming my own worst enemy by being definitely too anxious. So, for real, as I say, thank you guys. I appreciate it, for real. Hello everybody, my name is Chris, and welcome back to more Outer Wilds, because I can't stop playing it. We've been doing a whole lot these last couple episodes, and I've been hooked, but I'm just, every time I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about playing it. And all the discoveries that we've been making, still have to make, it's great, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, because last episode we went and did a lot of Ash Twin, well, both, right, the Hourglass Twins. We did a lot over there. And we still have some things to do. Right? It's not over yet. And it is fascinating. It really is. It really is, because for all the little discoveries that we're making, right, one of the big ones that we're dealing with is the fact that the Ash Twin planet, fully covered in sand, is dropping the sand into the Ember Twin, and it's filling up, and we just have quite literally that amount of time to do anything and everything, because it not only acts as an hourglass just kind of visually, but also for our specific circumstance, once the Ember Twin fills up with sand, then, I mean, it times perfectly with the death of the sun. That's really symbolic. And just like Chert figured it, Chert's words, like our conversation with him, really resonates in my mind constantly. Right, the fact that we talked to him, and he's basically just like, yeah, so I figured out that the sun is a lot older than we had initially and believed it to be. And because of that, the death of the sun that we're witnessing is not terribly unprecedented. It's just kind of unfortunate that it's happening right now. And so he's kind of went like full, almost not crisis, but almost like the opposite. Sort of like, what's the point in anything, right? The sun's gonna explode. We're all gonna die. Everything's dead. We're talking to him about stuff, and he's just like, what's the point? None of it matters, right? This is all just gonna be destroyed anyway. And I get that, but isn't but that also is that not also a reason to do things, right? Knowing that the end is there, right? Especially if you have a relatively finite window of time, then aren't things more worth doing? Because it's like, if you were to be told, everything in our universe, right, our sun will collapse in on itself, and basically our known Earth, right, our life, everything we have and we know will be destroyed in 6 months. Does that mean we should just not do anything? Should just not even talking about trying to prevent it, right? I'm talking about, do we just give up? Do we just roll over and be like, well, we tried, oh well? And is that different than if we knew it would be like 30 years? Does that make doing things any less meaningful and important? And I mean, obviously everything ends, which is kind of sad when you think about it, but it's what gives meaning to things. It's because it's not all, forever. And that's why, even though we every time we do this journey, and in some capacity we die, or the sun explodes, and we have to go out and do it again, we get to explore, we get to go around places, see things. Because it's not about the destination. Even though there are things that we're learning, and maybe we can stop it, right? This is why I was waiting. I thought about this. I, because it's been a thought, right, since we started, which was like, we are thriving on adventure, right? It was the beginning, like, yeah, oh, we're gonna go out outer wilds, we get our own ship and fly out into space and explore, and then the sun exploded. Like, oh, okay. And then we're like discovering things, learning things, and at some point, I mean, at least for me, right, it turned into sort of like, oh, the Nomai were kind of onto something, and then there's this Eye of the Universe, and all these things were kind of happening, and then whatever the Ash Twin project is, uh, and and all these kind of things, and knowing that the death of our sun and us occurs, right? It kind of gives this feeling of like, it's a problem to be solved, right? Like, we can go out there. There's something we're gonna find that's gonna save our sun from being destroyed, right? From collapsing in on itself. And maybe that's just not the right thinking. And I've been thinking about that since we talked with Chert, and he mentioned the age of the sun and the stars, and we're running around trying to kind of fix a problem that's maybe not even fixable, right? And it's not a problem to be fixed. So it's kind of like we talked about, and I don't remember exactly the episode, but it's like that thinking, right? Like, the the whole idea of, what do you do, you know, What do you do with the time that you have? If you know you only have a finite amount of time, how do you spend it? And in a way, that's kind of what we're doing in some kind of poetic way. And obviously, like, there's game mechanics and everything, but the idea that we do have a limited amount of time, and every single time that our run resets, we go out and we're doing things, for the love of the game, in a way, right? Not just like the game, but for the love of doing it, for the love of the exploration, for the love of discovery. Because even though we know, no matter how much we see, no matter what we actually do, it ends. It ends regardless. And even though us and Gabbro are the only ones aware of the time loop, everything does end. And it's really, really something I've been thinking about. Because I really enjoy a lot of the both subtleties of this game and the thought-provoking situations. I don't know. Even though everything is inevitable. And maybe we can, right? Maybe whatever is on the sun station, maybe that is causing something to happen. Which was part of my theory, but after talking with Churden, the age of the sun and the stars, then it just makes me think maybe it is just inevitable. Maybe it's just unfortunate, our timing. That doesn't change anything, realistically. Huh. Neat. Wild. Outer wild. We can't do this. Quantum mechanics. There's still... There's got to be some way we can activate those. They look activated, it just doesn't seem to be something we can interact with. Sorry, I got like wildly philosophical at the beginning. It was just... I don't know, man. That's what this game does to me. It's a lot of it's all discovery and fun, and it's cool. Right, but then it just has me think a lot. No, my ship. I don't know, what's the phrase? It's not beautiful because it lasts. It's beautiful because it doesn't. Things are beautiful because they aren't forever. Oh, here we go. Great. Perfect. Where's my oh no. Oh no. This is what I get. This is the punishment I get for going on a rant. Right at the beginning. Come here. Come here. Okay. Oh, because we have to do one of the other things we didn't do, because I wanted to get into that room, and we have now. And I do wonder if there's maybe something else we have to do. Exactly. But going to the quantum caves and dealing with that, that was cool. That was so rad. That was awesome. It really was. And we did the anglerfish. Right, we popped up into this room from underneath. When the kids are playing. Fortunately, there the kids' remains there, which is kind of dark. But they were playing around. And aside from the learning about the game they were playing, we learned that the detail about the anglerfish is that they're blind. They can't see. They can't see at all. So it's an interesting detail that I think we're going to really be able to use against them. I just don't know how we would do it. We'd have to be silent, which would mean entering dark bramble with no sound. Right? So potentially, right, this is all just a theory. No engines, no boosters, nothing. We just go around. Maybe. I don't know. Or we do have to navigate them, but I think once they make a beeline for us, we're done. But the other thing I want to do here that we haven't been able to get to yet is the high energy lab. Now, how can we get into there? How can we get into the high energy lab? Well. Oh god, can we get the ship fast enough? Go, hit the gas. Alright. Great. We need to go... I need to park this bad boy. Let's see, where is it I'm looking for? I want to potentially park it like right up here. So it's easy to get out, easy to deal with. Okay. Right, we're gonna... Oh, there it is. Our little hole. Go up here. Damn, that's unfortunate. I am too late. I'm too late. Oh no. Just put some light in here. Yeah. So we can enter the high energy lab going the Stepping Stone District, right? That's what we know for sure. But there's a specific way that we need to go. Oh geez, I didn't know I could break that. Oh, that's embarrassing. Dang, what do you know? Right, because we explored that. We explored that the last time I remember. I remember. Oh, that's fixed. That's nice. we might have to restart the loop. Right, because one of the things that I wanted to check is, what is it? There was the room to get into the high energy lab. We need to follow the cable, right? Following the cable down. There's gotta be a way to get in there. There's gotta be a way to get in there. I can't believe there's not. What a horrible way to go. It really is. But no, of course I had to waste most of our time getting, not existential, but it's just something I've been thinking about. We've been so locked in, like going through certain things, especially in the last episode, that all my thoughts are trapped in my mind. But we're so close to a number of things. So close. Right, because we still gotta go back to the interloper, we gotta go to the Hourglass Twins, and we haven't seen everything yet. We haven't seen everything yet, and it's not over. Okay. Alright. Coming in. Oh, turn. Oh. Okay. Alright, nice and easy now. Nice and easy. Oh. Perfect. Flawless. Flawless entry. Okay, we gotta go because we gotta get down there before all the sand fills up. There's gotta be a way, right? And maybe if the other tunnels, right? The tunnels on the other side were potentially, well, they were, right? They were quantum. So maybe, I mean, maybe these were too. Maybe there's something I just wasn't seeing, or maybe there's something I was seeing, but I didn't know that I was seeing it the way I was seeing it. Or maybe there's gonna be something so obvious that I didn't see that I should have seen, but I didn't see it. And by not seeing it, it completely messed up my ability to see. See? So we can't get across this until the sand reaches a certain height. So either that's the case, or there's another way around. Which I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think we do just have to wait for this to fill up. And that just might be what we gotta do. Right, because I can go this way, but it doesn't lead us. It doesn't lead us where we're trying to go. Right, and there's not really any other drop downs. So we just gotta do. We just gotta do. We just gotta lock in and go. I feel bad whenever they get knocked around. Just like, oh no. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go, and we're going to look, and we're going to extra look, and we're going to triple look. Because there's gotta be something. There's gotta be something I overlooked. Because all the other ways that we've gone around, nothing has seemed to lead back there. So there's got to be something I'm not seeing. We just gotta let this fill up. Come on. We're so close. And we may die back here. We may. But that's a risk and a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. For progress. For discovery. Okay. Almost. Oop. Oh, come on. I thought that was pretty good. Embarrassing. Okay. Right, because it go that way. Did I go this way? Right, because this goes there. Then does this go around? No. Let's go around this. Shut the f... No. Are we for real? No. Did I miss? I missed. I completely did. I didn't even see that. I think I was running low on time the last times. So I don't think I noticed. Oh, that definitely... Okay, that's definitely something. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay, we're in. We're in. Rekisho no Nomai, arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow very slightly before departing Whitehall Station. Remy and I are devising for experiment to test this is a real phenomenon or simple machine error. Initial things first, our experiment setup will be we'll first pair a small black hole core with a small white hole core to mimic the setup of the Whitehall Station. Hypothesis: it is possible for an object to exit a white hole before entering the corresponding black hole. Yep. In theory, what we want to try to reproduce is a negative amount of time elapsing between something entering the black hole and exiting the white hole at its destination. Fascinating. Experiments. Ooh, an update. Our experiment here reproduced the anomaly in arrival at departure times, but Pi is unconvinced it's more than an equipment error. Unconvinced it's more than an equipment error. I hope to strengthen the effect to render its visibility to the unaided eyes. To that end, we've decided to try adding more energy. I imagine the Sunless City's energy supply should prove sufficient. Huh. All available energy has been rerouted from the city to our experiment. Remy and I are about to run a new test. Hypothesis confirmed? Hypothesis confirmed! I saw it. Pi saw it. Hypothesis confirmed. This is beyond extraordinary. This changes everything. What a beautiful day for the intersection of abstract theory and practical application. Of note, Remy, Yara requests that we let him know before we reroute energy to the experiment. I'd hate to leave him in the dark. Ah, that means two things. Oh, that's so cool. So, okay, so they saw it happen. They figured it happened. And then they confirmed that it does indeed do the thing. Oh. Okay, so there's that building. That building. These are all the structures on here. Okay. Okay. Southern Observatory is asking if creating a 22-minute interval is possible. That is, to have something arrive 22 minutes before it is actually sent through the warp. We've learned the negative interval of time between departure and arrival can be increased by adding more energy to the warp core. Problematically, the energy required to extend the interval increases at an exponential rate. Creating a 22-minute long interval is possible, but we're currently unable to generate the necessary energy. The energy is currently unavailable, you say? You're a gas pie. My pun was unintended, Remy, so I believe it's you who's aeriform. Let's see. Remy and I believe it would be necessary to invent a new method of producing energy, a thrilling but enormous undertaking. We would also require advanced warp technology to be able to handle such energy. Is this the sun station? Does it do exactly that? We likely need an enormous space to fit these proposed new energies and warp technologies together. The only location large enough would be Ash Twin. So wait a minute. So is that the Ash Twin project? The idea that they... Right, enormous space to fit these proposed new energy and warp technologies together. So they turned Ash Twin into what is, because it's got like the solar panels and everything. So is it just a massive, almost like a battery? How intriguing. The Ash Twin project will be one of our biggest undertakings, metaphorically and physically. To build it, we need a way to travel quickly between Ash Twin and each location that holds crucial project materials. What if we used warp towers, like the one we have on the White Hole Station, to connect Ash Twin directly to each critical location? Poke, Root, and I can begin work on this immediately in the Black Hole Forge. This will keep us busy. Of note, each tower of Ash Twin on Ash Twin will warp to a different planet. We stumbled into that last episode. Damn. So each tower, that's why each one has those the purple, like with the warp pads. It's intentional. They did this. And that also seems to be like the one Nomai that seemed to have died trying to reach the warp tower to warp off. My gratitude to those who noted my imprecise language. Yes, the sun is not a planet. I believe this has been sufficiently clarified. Kindly stop reminding me. Wait, is there a warp that goes to the sun? That maybe the sun's station. Not the sun. But to each tower will warp to a different planet, and then the clarification of yes, the sun is not a planet implies that there's probably a warp that goes over there. We can design each tower to visually reflect its warp destination. The giant steep tower, for instance, could resemble a cyclone, and we could model the Timber Hearth Tower after a geyser mountain. Damn, that's cool. That is cool as shit. Wow, so you could literally warp to every single place. This is the Geyser Mountain, isn't it? Because this looks like the icy mountains that were on Timber Hearth. So what? Giant Steep, Timber Hearth. Wait. Could be the twins? The sun? This maybe. This is very interesting. Because they open that goes outside. But wait, we didn't even get to look down here yet. Don't worry. I didn't forget. Oh. So I changed the power. Ooh, shit. What is this? There's those little warp pads that we've seen everywhere. Okay. What is this? It's kind of similar. Ooh, what are you guys? Warp core. Warp core. Okay, so some of them got purple, some of them are white. Okay. Do I just grab like two? Oh, this one doesn't have a light in it. Okay, so maybe it's dead. Maybe I need another one. It's got the little. Huh. Okay, so maybe. Do I open it afterwards? Maybe? I don't know. Okay. If I put you back, what if I get a white one? Ooh. Oh, that's trippy. Oh, interesting. Wait, it says... just like sucks in. Wild. Okay, so wait, what if I can't do both. 2 white cores. They need... It needs a black and a white. Wow, it just pulls it right in. Oh, no, not the sun. I'm learning things. I don't know what it is I'm learning. Warp technology. But then there's this, right? Because we've seen... Okay, what does it mean? Right, because we've seen these ones in the floor up there, right? The warp cores, they're purple, they glow. So the idea is we go into one and we pop out these, theoretically, right? The same rules apply. That's us going in. Right, so if we go and use the warp pads that are out there in the across everywhere, then theoretically we would end up, well, exactly on the other side. Now that we have an idea of like how it actually works and not just like theory. So we want to go to that tower. The sun-like tower. Can we make it? Probably not. Probably not, but it's interesting that we now know. Right, because is this this isn't the sun tower, is it? It kind of looks like it could be. No, you're the sun tower. Oh. Oh. So wait, because I was up there. I was up here before, and the warp wasn't activated. Or it was, but maybe I didn't do it right? Something. Yeah, we're so close to a reset, though. I just want to... Damn it. Okay. That's really interesting. So, that warp could take us over to the sun. But now we have an idea. So it seems there are layers of things that they were doing. I don't think we have the exact answer of the Ash Twin project, other than they were using it. They're using Ash Twin as sort of a large battery. to power the towers. Well, not even to power the towers, but their Ash Twin is Ash Twin. They're storing the energy in Ash Twin. They're the towers that they're able to warp to very specific planets, and very specific locations on those planets, which is why those symbols are placed where they are on all the planets that we've seen. But they also are storing the memories of the Nomai on there as well. There's still a lot of questions. There we go. High energy lab. The Nomai successfully reproduced the temporal anomaly first discovered at the Whitehall Station. Warped objects appear to arrive before they depart. Nomai discovered they could increase the negative time interval between arrival and depart by adding energy to the warp course. The Nomai wanted to know if a 22-minute negative time interval was possible. They concluded it would require new technology to produce the necessary energy as well as an advanced warp core to handle those energies. Ash Twin was proposed as the location for the project. So whatever the project is, is to, for whatever goal, and we still don't know the goal, of that 22-minute negative time interval. That production, that is the key. Or that is the idea, the mission of the Ash Twin project, is to produce a 22-minute negative time interval. It seems. But for why? Alright, designed for each of the towers on Ash Twin's equator. Each tower warps to a different planet, although many Nomai were quick to note that the sun is not actually a planet. Each tower was designed to visually reflect its warp destination. Towers allow the Nomai to quickly travel between Ash Twin and all other locations crucial to the Ash Twin project. So we know. We know that the 5 planets are key to the Ash Twin project. The son of a bitch, it is. It is. The Nomai debated building a sun station in order to power the Ash Twin. The project built something. The Nomai built something called the Sun Station, but not everyone supported its construction. And now knowing, we don't exactly know what it does still. We still don't exactly know. I've speculated. But we don't really know. And then the Eye of the Universe, right? That's still a thing. And the idea that the Eye called out to them, or just called out in general, and they answered, followed it here for why? Right? For help? Yeah, I know that this... I mean, I don't think the universe is dying. I mean, maybe it's not the universe, but like this star system is dying. I mean, maybe they called the Nomai over to stop, try to help. I don't know. Here, the Nomai plan to construct technology capable of producing a 22-minute negative time interval on Ash Twin. Okay, so what do we What do we want to do then? Like, we could go to the sun station. That might provide more insight. Because all these are pointing to the Ash Twin project, right? The mines and the towers. I don't... Sorry, I'm trying to think. Should we go to the sun station? I don't think it's like a wrong thing to do. But the thing is, if the tower over here can warp us to there, then would that be better? Would that be better? I gotta think. Could go for it. Does it have a hole in it? Does it have a hole in one side? Did I never notice that? Wait, no. I'm overthinking. The Addle Rock. Okay, so in that room, right? What we saw the test. Okay. Right, from switching the stuff over. Right, we were able to see kind of how the black hole and the white hole work. Right, in sort of a confined environment. Controlled environment, that's what I mean. It's so cool looking. Man. Right, but with that, should we? Do we and should we go back there? Because I'm trying to think. We need a way to activate this, which makes me think if it's not working, does that mean the other side isn't active? Oh, bye. Right, because warp technology, is what we've seen, is essentially, you know, like small controlled black holes and white holes. Is what it seems, right? If I'm picking up what I believe they're putting down. Because in those little warps, there's little things. There's tiny little black holes and tiny little white holes. And you're warping through those. And they're controlled. So you need both. That seems very clear that you need both. And so, if that's the case, then maybe the one over here isn't active. right? Maybe the one here isn't active, and that's why we're not able to warp to it, right? Gotta resist the pull of the sun. Oh, geez. Nope. Nope. Oh, man, gravity. Mm. Okay. That's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be tricky. Because I think if we can land on the sun station, that might give us more insight into the Ash Twin project. Even more insight. But it's like, why the 22-minute delay? How long is it? How long before the sun explodes? It's longer than 22 minutes, right? Because I mean, I'm still not like if they're aware what they're aware of, right? Like if they knew this was going to happen to the sun, then are they looking to produce a 22? Is the 22-minute delay the time loop? And so if they figure out the 22-minute delay, and you're essentially exiting before you enter, like you kind of create a paradox. I don't know, I'm just, it's got to be longer than 22 minutes. That's just kind of like quite the theory, but I haven't timed it, actually. It'd be kind of interesting. Because it's such a specific question. I think that's what gets me, is like, can you create a 22-minute delay? And so are they manufacturing the loop? Right? And then if they could do that, that combined with the memories of the memory storage of the Nomai, right? So if they find a way, is it all connected? It feels isn't all connected. Like going and I'm trying to even make sense of in my own mind, like what I'm imagining is like going, they have the memories, they store them, they use that whole thing to send the memories back to the specific Nomai, right? And maybe that's really that technology is related to this, or the plan. Right, because from what we know, they oh, get my words mixed up. So okay, so we know that they designed the Ash Twin project, and they're trying to Ash Twin project is one thing we know, that they encase the core of the planet, which we've now kind of witnessed what the planet actually is now that we've been to both Ash Twin and Ember Twin. right? And they do the case, so there's no way to get in there anymore, which I still believe is the storage of the memories, but is now also the power supply or the power storage that they have in order to produce this 22-minute negative delay. We don't know if they succeeded, but maybe they did. Maybe they did. And if it is connected with the memories and everything, then could we assume then that if you have your memories scanned, you are kind of locked into that 22-minute delay, right? Like your memories are logged, and you have. I mean, I mean, it'd be crazy to go and be like they've manufactured a time loop, but then they also talked about this with the memories of sort of like, okay, they need to know if they do fail to be able to go back and like change it and prevent it from happening, but they need to know ahead of time, or they need to know that it's happened or that it failed. And I'm I feel as I talk about it, I feel like I'm like on the cusp of something, but I feel crazy the more I actually like kind of spin around on it. Just like no, there's something there. There's something there, and it's all piecing together. And part of me hopes that we're able to figure it out, because I mean, based on what we know, right? If that is warp technology, as it probably likely is, right? They built the sun station. Some people were opposed to it, which I thought was interesting. Oh God. Because it's like, why would you oppose it? Because again, the only thing I can think of is if it is siphoning the energy, then theoretically it could be rapidly aging the sun. Oh, no, let me out. Oh, it's gonna... I don't know why I thought, like, let me get out of the ship and then maybe, then maybe gravity will ignore me. Ugh. Damn it. But again, it's just, maybe it's not the case. But at the same time, maybe it is. I don't know. Because if they're pulling the, because again, thermal energy, just because the sun produces thermal energy and you take that thermal energy doesn't mean the sun doesn't like shrink. It's going somewhere. It's not infinite. So if this project is just that much power, and the sun station is essentially like warping that energy to Ash Twin, then it would totally make sense why maybe this is all it was going, that the sun is actually older than we anticipated, like talking with Chert. To be like, oh, the sun's young, and it maybe theoretically should be, right? Maybe it should be, and it's basically just been like artificially aged due to sun station. Or maybe it's just all an unfortunate coincidence. Well, okay, I had to try. You never know. You never know if you're gonna fly into the sun or not until you try it. So now we know. How the... I feel like we're not gonna. I feel like it's kind of crazy to try to land on that thing. 'Cause it's so fast. It seems so erratic. Like, sure, I could try to like really finesse the landing. I don't even know where to land. That's the other thing. Is there? It doesn't seem to be a place to land on the sun station. That's the other thing. Right? Because it's got the warp. The warp thing's right there. And then there's the top part. I don't... That's why I feel like we gotta use the warp on Ash Twin. I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense. Because I could keep trying to, like, you know, freeland this. And we might be able to do it. But it's also... It also feels like you gotta be so precise. I don't think... It doesn't feel correct. Like, the speed that it's moving... To be able to, like, fly up to it, land without flying into the sun directly, let alone fighting the sun's gravity. Right? It very much feels like, no, we gotta... We should definitely be aiming for Ash Twin. Oh, come on, brakes. No! No, not again. This is not gonna... No, we're not doing this. Not again. Oh no, we're being pulled in. It's not happening. It's nothing I could do. Unless we did. We did it. Never mind. Never mind, we made it. Holy shit. My god. Okay, cool. Just don't hit the sun. I'm surprised we pulled out. I'm surprised we were able to do that. All right. Fantastic. And see, there's the warp on there, which does make me think that one of the towers does go just directly over here. Right, because the idea is they need to be able to warp quickly to the necessary locations. Even though they're only this far apart, it's just faster to warp. We need... If we go to the sun tower, I'm very convinced that that's a good idea right now. Because not the last episode, but the one before that, we were in there briefly, and we got sucked up by the sand. Oh. Alright. This is the one. Oh yeah, there's the crack. Yeah. We'll be going in there soon too. Got a lot of experiences still. So much to see. So much to learn. Uh-oh. Ooh. Alright, carry on. But no, and I mean, who knows? Maybe to break the cycle, right? Because in a way, we're not so much worried about getting out of the loop as we are using the loop to our advantage. And the way I think about it, sure, we could use the loop to... I mean, we're using the loop to explore and experience the universe. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. I mean, perchance maybe we could use the loop to... I don't know, stop this? Because if the sun station is the source of everything, or maybe not the source, but if the sun station is having a bad effect on everything, then being able to stop that, I mean, could potentially prevent the sun from doing what it's doing. Oh my god. I scared the shit out of me. I swear to God, it was so fast. Oh my God, I was just looking at this. It was just like a pretty angle. I was just like looking at the sun, feeling existential. And oh my God. Holy shit. Wait a minute. Is it because we aligned? Because it wasn't working. It wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. And then I happened to look up, and directly in front of us was the sun station. And it was like... Right? So is that how these work? Do we have to be like aligned in a certain way? 281,042 years ago. No user commands received for 10 minutes. All systems entering sleep. 250,000 years ago. 7 minutes 10 seconds ago. Increased solar activity detected. Sun station hull integrity approaching critical levels. Closing emergency doors. See, so this is why I think the idea, this is why my theory from like episode 1 of like, oh wait, are we the Nomai or descendants of the Nomai? But then we see like how old they are, and then this is also obviously another number, but then also the way the Nomai talk about like, oh, we want to save the species of this star system. Oh my God, we are. Oh, I should have scanned that before I opened the door. Holy shit. That is the sun. Oh my God, this is okay, this is huge. God, can you imagine if I accidentally went to the fucking sun that time? So no commands were received for over 250,000 years. And so everything went to sleep. Until 7 minutes ago. 7 minutes and 38 seconds ago. That's a very specific amount of time. Almost the exact amount of time that it took to start the loop again. Sun station hull integrity approaching critical levels. Increased solar activity. So either the sun station is doing this to the sun, or the sun is just in its own way dying, and the sun station just can't handle it anymore. Oh, okay. crazy. This is nuts. Music is great. Mission. Science compels us to explode the I'm sorry. Science compels us to explode the sun. Can't we change this? I don't enjoy working in such a morbid mission statement. In view of such a morbid mission statement. But it's accurate. We're going to create a supernova for the purpose of scientific progression. That's our mission. Our mission is to decide if such an irresponsible feat is even possible. Here's a better one. Determine if it's possible to prompt the sun to explode. You lack a sense of humor. You don't lack a sense of ethics. Kindly refrain from going supernova on me before the sun does, Idea. Shut up. No fucking way. They're doing this? They did this? Like, it's not a joke, right? Such a morbid mission statement. But it's accurate. We're going to create a supernova for the purpose of scientific progress. So what, they're just exploding the sun to just see if they could? That seems unhinged. What? Just to see if you could? The sun and the eye, right? Assuming that's because that's the same shape as the tower, and also the sun. The sun and the eye are balanced. The sun and the eye are the same thing. Ash Twin Projection Stone. Oh, you were holding this. What happened? Did the sun station not fire? That's what this is for. It fired, Yarrow, but it failed. The sun barely responded. There were infinitesimally small surface level changes, but they were barely visible even to the third eye. The sun station is useless. It will never, and could never, cause the sun to explode. I don't know what comes next, my friends. I suppose we must start over. But I'm unsure how to start over. Hi. I heard for you, my friends. We all know how hard you both worked. Could only offer my compassion. How are you? How is Idea? We're well, Yarrow. Or as well as we can be expected given the circumstances. Though disappointed. I may have disagreed with exploding the sun, but I never wished the device would fail. I'd hoped our terrible work was finished. Return to Ash Twin first, my friend. Perhaps a change of task would help. Spire noticed a comet approaching the star system that we'd like to investigate. So, my God. I mean, we don't even know if it actually, I mean, clearly they said that it failed, right? They said that it failed. I mean, maybe it accelerated it and they just didn't notice it. But they were going to explode the sun. They were going to do the thing that happens, right? And that's why there was such a pushback to the sun station. It's like, but why? But why would there be such a pushback? It's because its only purpose is to explode the sun and man, they were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they never stopped to think whether or not they should. But at the same time, they were pretty. Dude was so confident. She's like, no, for scientific progress, we're gonna see if we can blow up the sun. Basically, induce a supernova. Which, in a way, it does go, but based on the reading when we just got here, like 7 minutes 38 seconds ago, was increased sun activity, and the integrity of the sun station was failing. So what if they did succeed, they just didn't know it? What if this is all their fault? I mean, it doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whose fault it is, right? I mean, like for knowledge sake, yeah, but it doesn't stop the sun from blowing up. Being like, oh, they did this. The Nomai doomed the rest of us. Thousands, quarter of a million years later. Stars reach end of natural life cycle, now approaching red giant stage, warning evacuate sun station. And now we have a full confirmation, full circle. Which, I do like that we got this. End of natural life cycle. So, they tried to blow up the sun, it didn't work. It did not work. And this going supernova is not their fault. Approximate time until sun station is destroyed by expanding star, 1 minute 43 seconds. Approximate time until star's death, 13 minutes and 13 seconds. I got it, that's a live countdown. Like, I'm sorry, that's 1 minute and 33 seconds until the sun station is destroyed. 13 minutes and 3 seconds. So, is that then... No, because if you look at this, 13 minutes and 3 seconds, right? When we arrived, the thing at the beginning said it was like 7 minutes and 38 seconds prior. Right, so if we add the 7-ish, right, and the 13, that's 20 minutes, and 20 minutes and 38 seconds plus these 3 seconds, 20 and 41 seconds. So, and give or take however much time it took us to get into the tower, that 22-minute delay could literally be the time between the start of our loop and the death of the star. So did they figure this out? Or did they tried to explode the sun? At what point did they decide, okay, they decided to blow up the sun, right? But then they also decided to keep their memories and have those, but then they proposed the 22-minute 22-minute idea, and it's like, why 22 minutes specifically? Well, 1, 2, 3. There's 3. There's 3. Right, the stars are swirling, so it's like, where is this at? So additionally, so us and Gabbro, we got scanned. Oh, we're going into the sun. Oh, jeez. Us and Gabbro got scanned by the statues, but there's a third one. And the only thing I can imagine for that third statue would probably be, could possibly be Feldspar? Maybe? I mean, if they did, right? But that implies there's 3 active memory modules, essentially. We don't exactly know what that means as a whole, but it's 3. I don't know. Oh. Oh, we're... Damn, we get sucked into the sun. Fuck. Oh my god. That is crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. So... They tried to blow up the sun, which is already fucking nuts, but they failed, luckily. But that specific ring, right? That is so huge. That is huge. Because that essentially confirms that the sun is at its end. The sun has reached the end of its life. Not that they affected it or accelerated it, but it's a specific statement of the sun reached the end of its natural life cycle. The sun station was designed to make the sun go supernova. The nova fired the sun station, but it had no effect on the sun. They concluded the sun station would never cause the sun to go supernova. Glad we cleared that up. After the failure of the sun station, the Nomai took a break to investigate the newly arrived comet. According to a Nomai computer, our sun has reached the end of its natural life cycle. Shit, so I guess... Damn, it really is that then, huh? Like, there's no... Like, it really isn't a problem to be solved. It's just the reality of it. It will end. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. Potentially. Allegedly. Right? It's just at the end of its life. That's it. There's no if, ands, or whatever about it. That's just... The sun is old. So I guess that really does harken back to the conversation we had. Oh, there goes a little something at the beginning of the episode, right? Which was, I mean, if it's not a problem to be solved, then what do we do, right? What do we do? Does anything matter at that point? You know, when you think about it. And I don't know, it's like our time might be limited, but everything we've done to this point, and we're not even done yet, seeing what everything we can see and learning everything we can learn. But I don't know, it doesn't mean we should stop. Because just because we know it'll be over doesn't mean we shouldn't do anything or shouldn't try. I mean, there's so many examples of that you can think of, right? I mean, one of the most basic is like, this game will end. This game will end. It will be over. It will be done. I don't want that to happen, but it will be. And if I focus on the fact that the game will end one time, eventually, does that mean that we should just not play it? Because it will be over. Because it'll be done. I mean, obviously, I don't think so. But we extrapolate the thinking, you get to that. But anything else, right? Like, the idea... The idea that our universe will end at some point. Not the universe, but like our sun will explode. Our Earth will be incinerated. You know, that's just the way it's gonna go. But does that mean you should just give up now? Give up today? It's not even worth it, who cares? You know? Because it's like thinking... I mean, we're not even gonna be around for that. It's just kind of crazy when you really think on it. And even if we were, does that mean there's no reason to do anything? I don't know. I'll probably fall right back into that same thought process soon, but we gotta look around in here. Because this is where... It's where the Know My Survivors went. Hi, I'm receiving much stronger energy readings now that we're beneath the crust. Whatever it is must lie somewhere below, closer to the comet's center. I'm starting to think it's more dangerous than we realized. Clary, can you hear us? Yes, but your voices are faint. I fear we will lose communication entirely if you continue any deeper. Keep the shuttle warm for us, Clary. We'll return the moment we identify the source of the energy readings. I understand, but be cautious, both of you. And so knowing this is Pie and Poke that came here. Oh, man. Okay, so is this... Yeah, it's all... Oh. Where did you go? This is the one that goes over that way, right? Okay, so we don't want to go in this one. That's bad. Okay, so this one might be okay. But it just seems to kind of end. That's a bad one. That's gonna... Okay, so these two go to the same spot. And then this one... That one goes straight to Ghost Matter, so I feel like this is the only safe one, right? It is not. Where are you? Hmm. So there's ghost matter. Because that's like the second we make contact with it, we're dead. Yeah, and it comes out that way. So maybe this is the only safe one. Right, we just got to avoid the ghost matter. Ghost matter hole in the center. Ooh, that's what we're talking about. All right. Okay. All right, no ghost matter. That's nice. Okay, so we want to go right, left. Because we got this. There's a tunnel on the right, and there's a tunnel on the left. Right, left. Ooh, ah. This is so cool. I'm so locked in. This is great. Oh, that's sad. Oh, they froze. I mean, they probably... Oh. Damn, that's tragic. That's only one of them. Ah! Oh no, the other one's in there. Shit, here we go. Whoa. Okay, whoa. Oh, hold on. Jeez. Okay, nice and easy now. The spherical stone casting here seems to be the source of the energy readings. No, rather the source is what's within the stone. It's detecting some form of exotic matter. The stone is muting our energy readings. It should be 10 times what we're seeing, at least. Hi. I don't think we want this matter interacting with us. As far as I can tell, direct contact with it would almost certainly be fatal. I've never encountered anything like this, this casing. But it's all that's protecting us from what's inside. Worse still, the matter is disturbingly volatile. Hi, whatever the matter inside this stone casing is, it's more than just profoundly unstable. It's under tons of pressure. Look at this density scan. I've never seen anything this tightly compacted before. What is this? This is orders of magnitude worse than I'd imagined. If this stone were to rupture, the lethal matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the star system almost instantaneously, and the pressure is still building as the comet approaches the star system. Return to the shuttle right now. The rest of our friends need to know they're in terrible danger. Leave your equipment and run. What are you doing, Pi? The more we know about this alien matter, the better our chances of survival. I will learn what I can here. Go. Warn the others. Maybe they can construct shelter somehow. Now, Poke. God, that's so sad. Shit. So after everything, Pi goes down here, does everything they can to study this and learn and give up their life for the knowledge to help protect the others. That's so. This stone is so volatile. Yeah, I mean, like, look at the shape of it. So if this was the pressure, the fact that it's building. Oh. If it was to ever rupture, it would blanket everything. Is that what ghost matter is? Is that why it's so volatile? That's why immediately when we touch it, we die. Shit. Oh, that's so... Oh, man. Right, because I mean, if that's the case, then I mean, this is the source of ghost matter. And is this just like a constant threat then? I say constant threat as in like it's just another. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait. The fact that it comes back in is that's very interesting. Shit. That's wild. Outer wild. They died there, trying to learn. They didn't even make it out. So literally all three of them all three of them died. All three of them died. One died in the ship, the other two here. God, that's so tragic. And basically discovered that this comet is carrying like galaxy-wide death in it. This is not as whimsical as it was before. Like, I was like, oh man, this is a pretty cool comet. This is pretty rad. It's not rad anymore. It's not. It's... I mean, you could say like, oh, well, the sun's going to explode, so is it really that big of a deal? If there's just like another thing that's gonna kill us. Wait, I guess not, but I mean, before we knew that, right? Pretty bad. And we joined them in the comet. That's a pretty big revelation. Right? The fact that there's so much pressure, it's so dense. And there's so much of it. And the fact that some of it's already been distributed to other places. Right, so theoretically, we can assume every place that has ghost matter in some way came from the comet. Right? In a way. Let's see. Shit. Okay, sorry, hold on. Okay. So before we go, right? Let's go. Let's say Gravity Canyon, frozen Nomai shuttle, ruptured core. Found the 2 missing members of the Novi shuttle crew near a large, ruptured stone that looks like it exploded from the inside. The Nomai traced the strange energy readings to a spherical stone casing filled with some form of exotic matter. Very interesting. Right, they determined the exotic matter was both lethal and under extreme pressure. If the stone were to rupture, the exotic matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. One of the Nomai stayed behind to examine the alien matter while the others rushed to the surface to warn the rest of the Nomai. I mean, that seems to be exactly what it is, right? Ghost matter. And it ruptured. Right? And the fact that it's kind of cruising around, cruising around the galaxy, that would probably mean why it's like littering it everywhere. But they were never able to warn the Nomai. Because all 3 of them died. So nobody knows. I guess now except for us. But we know. And in a way, we wouldn't have known without them doing it. I mean, does that mean was that? Because in a way, like, we don't know exactly what caused the Nomai to die. Right? Because we see all their remains are everywhere. They did die, and I mean, again, it was over 250,000 years ago. So, they could have just died naturally, and they didn't live into the time period now where the sun naturally dies. But getting an idea of how long ago that was, I don't know, it's just interesting to see, like, where we see their remains, right? We see where their remains are all the time. It's maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's not that serious, and maybe it's something that I just overthink on. But the idea that there are the remains of the children in here, implying that they died in here, right? And then in the quantum caves, in the lake bed cave, the remains here implies that they died here. And if that's the case, I'd be surprised if they died just by, I mean, not even age, because like the children's skeletons. So something happened and and that's it. I mean, could that possibly be the releasing of ghost matter and just like Because we've seen it virtually everywhere. It's just not spread rampant. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I could be like, oh, it's just a game mechanic. Maybe I do overthink it. But I also would not be surprised if they did define it in a some way, because there's so many things in this that feel random or could feel random, but are so very deliberate. There's very few coincidences, if none at all, right? Everything has a reason. And that's my point, is I could be overthinking it, but I'm not going to write off yet the fact that there's not something. It's not something else. And that's all. Let's say they crashed in Brittle Hollow, climbed down the cliff to a shelter site below the surface. This is the other thing, because right now we've been to the sun station. We've explored, we've learned, we've seen. We've gained a lot of information. We still don't know what the Ash Twin Project is. Right? Every memory recorded by a Nomai statue is transmitted to a corresponding storage unit within Ash Twin, as well as we know that the center is sealed off with no way to get in. And they're trying to figure out how to produce a 22-minute negative time interval. Now that we know that it's not related to the sun station in the way that I was kind of speculating, right? Like an energy system is more... It more seems to be what energy was probably sent to the sun station to inflict the sun's destruction. But in and of itself is not actually part of powering the Ash Twin Project. So we obviously have reasons to go to Brittle Hollow still. The Northern Glacier. We were here briefly. The North Pole of Brittle Hollow is covered in snow and ice. There's a uniquely shaped Nomai ruin on the surface. Now we're able to warp here from the White Hole Station. This is where they first recreated warp technology. Can I warp there? Because we could obviously go to the White Hole. Technically, we could go to the Brittle Hollow, enter the Black Hole, come out the White Hole. Right, but then also... What is there... The towers... Is one of these Brittle Hollow? This one, maybe? Because we got the sun, right? Sun Station. Giant's Deep. This is going to be the Ember Twin, right? I imagine because the twin planets connected by the sand. And then Timber Hearth. Right, so Timber Hearth, Sun, Ember Twin, Giant's Deep, whatever you are. It looks kind of crazy shape, so maybe, I mean, it could be. Could be Brittle Hollow. Its connection to the White Hole and the Ash Twin Project as a whole would imply that, in my mind. I don't know. Let's go see. Right? Let's go give it give it a shot. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen, right? I mean, we could just go straight for Brittle Hollow. Oh, there we go. But I feel like this could be more... There's an art to flying in the sun. Right? I am not an artist. I don't have the grace of cascading into that. Did you show the quantum moon for a second and we blinked? Which again, the quantum moon is a whole thing. How do we figure that out? Still so many questions. And then obviously there's like the 6th location. Right, and with the 6th location, like we don't even know where that could be. We have no idea. We do know that we can travel with it. Or we could travel with a quantum object. It's just how do we do it? With the moon. The only thing I can think of... I was going after the probe. Okay, goodbye. I guess. Okay. But yeah, that's one of the big things is how do we do it? How do we get onto you? Right, because it does exist. It just needs to be witnessed. Or like we have to keep an eye on it. Eyes on. It's just tricky because it's like, okay, how do we do that and land on it, on it at the same time? Okay, figured since we're over here, wanted to do a thing. Okay, 2,000 meters. Oh! My god, why is it... I feel like I wasn't going in... I guess I was going like hella fast. Okay, but that's the thing about this location. Son of a bitch. There it is. The anomaly that's only visible from this one angle. It blocks the sun. Whoa. That's crazy. Um, what the fuck? Pardon? Um, okay, the choir's kicking up. What the what? What the hell did we just do? What is that? Oh, go this way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Is this a ship? Is it some kind of space station? So like so specifically like it's like cloaked from every other angle but the one. Okay. Okay, this is kind of crazy. Hello? Unknown language, you say? Unknown. This is not Nomai. Nomian? Nomian. Oh god, my frames. Not my frames. Oh, weird. Okay, wait, so is there... Wait a minute. Is there another door? Oh, geez, I don't know why it's so... It's really... I don't know why it really was... It was struggling there. That's right. So I got a little house. So a light activated. Oh. Shut the fuck up. What is this? Oh my god. Wait a minute. No way. What? Wait, are we for real? This is... Whoa. What the fuck? This is so cool. It's just out there. Yeah, because there's the twins. This is just floating out here. This, like ring world. There's water and currents and a gravity. and homes and a dam. It looks like not for long. Oh, there's our ship. We literally smacked onto the glass. This is so fucking cool. This is so cool. Unknown language. Alien church? Ship log updated? I sure fucking hope so. This is wild. Oh, okay. Oh, I got a lantern. I got a lantern. These were taller people. Hello. Does look cool. This is kind of I'm kind of running out of words. This is fucking stunned me so hard. This is crazy. Family. Nice coats. Got tables and chairs. And... It was like the movie room. I don't even know why I'm carrying the lantern around. I just feel. Oh, it is. It is a projector. It's like a family. It's like a family home movie room. Oh, because my flashlight goes in here and it shines out there. So I need a lantern that I can drop in there. Right? Or... Okay, we got the light. I just don't have the movies. I don't have the films. That's terrifying. Alright, this added like a whole... Oh, slide reel. This added a lot to what I felt like is a very stacked situation we got going on. Oh, hold on, let me... Wait. There we go. Okay, turn off flashlight. It's hard to see. I think because it's illuminating the whole room. And we only want that. It's cool. We can kind of see it. But I think it'd be better if we found a lantern. Like these are all, so they seem to tell those stories. Oh, no. Oh. There we go, okay. This is kind of cool. It's all very light-based. Light-based puzzles. This looks like another raft over there. Oh my god, that's actually happening. That's actually real. That's happening in real time. Oh god. Oh, what an unfortunate decision I've made. This is fucking crazy. I don't even have words. This is nuts. It literally floods the place. So not only do we have to worry, not only is the universe ending, or the galaxy, star system, is ending with the sun, but in here, the dam is also on a timer. But based on that seems to mean I can't look at the movies anymore. So we gotta be quick. We gotta be quick with that. What else can we do? Right, if we go... Right, because I guess these still technically function. Right, so we go this way. This is cool. This is cool. This is really cool. Okay, so get over here. We'll see what's going on. This shit blew my fucking mind. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it. Oh. Okay, this seems intact. Oh, you got an instrument too. Your little lanterns, and then fishing. There. Looking out at the planet. River. That's cool. That's fucking freaky. No offense. But oh my god. I'm sorry, like this dude's face looking directly at me. Oh, that fucking got me. So wait. They're just all strapped down here. They died here. Or this is, I can't imagine this is where they bury. This is the burial process. This is I feel like this needs to be a place we see not flooded. That genuinely startled me. That was something. I'm not, you know what? They're probably not bad. There's nothing to be scared of. You know? It's not like they're zombies. Right? It's just, unfortunately, where they've either they're dead, or whatever circumstances befell them, or were leading to, they decided that was the route to take. It's crazy because it just loops infinitely in the circle. And there's ghost matter here. Or maybe not ghost matter, but the crystals, right? The crystals. Which again, now that we know kind of a bit about that, all crystals are essentially ghost matter crystals. They're just, if they're not leaking ghost matter, they're safe. But they all do produce the ghost matter. This shit's wild. Outer wild. Sorry, but, okay. So we can go up the river a little bit. Smooth. To the rapids. And the tower. I love a good tower. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's another one. Oh, so they all have these kind of drawings, but they're lit. These lanterns are lit. Okay. Okay. So that's where we need to bring it. No. No. These developers are madmen. Absolutely crazy. This is some mind-blowing shit. This is so cool. Like, how do you think of this? But then they did this. Like, this is such a... This is like so much of what we've like experienced, and then they just did like more. Oh, it's out now. Because of the water. The Eye. They know about the Eye of the Universe. They had jetpack fuel. Who are you guys? How long have you been here? Have they been here the whole time? Were they here before the Nomai? Great questions. Just want to kind of go up this way. This is neat. I mean, and I mean, like, we still got to go to Brittle Hollow. The itinerary has now drastically increased. The list has gotten longer. I just think it's so cool, like, the things collapsed, the dam actually was actively breaking. Like, objects are moving, things are happening. We've died. Phenomenal. That's... Holy shit, that's crazy, what the fuck? I am floored. I don't even know what to say. Right, because I was just like, oh, out here, I'm by the satellite. I might as well try to see if we can see that, you know, shape that's only visible from the one angle. And we could, and we did, and we flew. Hey, hold up a sec. Yeah, I already know about the launch codes. But I was going to tell you. By using the ship log to set destination markers for locations you visited before. What? It's a brilliant feature, if I say so myself. Dead useful. And the risk it poses of shortening out the fuel regulator and cause the ship to explode is so minimal that only Gaussen would worry about it. Wait, so how do I use it? Use a ship log to mark a location I want to revisit. Got it. How minimal are we talking? What about locations I haven't visited before? Wait, how do I use it? When you're on your ship, open its log and the location you want to mark. Anywhere's fine as long as your ship has been there at least once. So you hop in the pilot seat and the ship will throw up a destination marker on your display. It's that easy. Wow, Slate, how do you come up with these incredible ideas? Oh, I do the best I can with what I got. Really, you're too kind. Slate, you're a technological marvel. That was extraordinarily convenient timing, thanks. It's not what my voice sounds like. Technological marvel. Whoa, say that again, please. Sounds so good when it's not sarcastic. Anyway, I've got a fire to enjoy and you got launch codes to grab. Go wild. Outer wild. With the marking feature while you're out there. Just try to follow it so directly you fly into the sun, okay? What kind of idiot would fly into the sun? You imagine? That would be embarrassing. Oh. Delicious. Delish. My God. I mean, what do I even say? Right? Like, what words can possibly be formed to even describe what just happened? Right? Like, that's... What? That's not even the quantum moon. That's like... That's a whole separate situation. That is a contained, like, planet. World. That's invisible to everything. Right? It's invisible to everything, except they happened. We happened to discover it because of a camera, and we only see it against the sun. We don't even see like what it actually is. It's just because the sun creates the outline. So there's just like a whole other race hanging out. At one point was on there when they were alive, just floating around. This shit's fucking crazy. I am blown away. The stranger, a massive artificial ring world. Okay, they use the same term. Hidden within some sort of cloaking field, does not appear to be Harthian or Nomian in origin. It does not. The river lowlands, a low-lying region near the entrance to the stranger. There are wooden buildings along the banks of the river. Right? Not stone, but wood, crafted, built, harvested. Like they had a life there. Not like they were visiting, or like with the Nomai who like crashed here and was like, we got to build something. So they kind of built out the city down there, and kind of just made do, right? And then there were the other ruins, but this is like developed. It's a big thing. Cinder Isles. A small rocky isles connected by a village of stilt houses. Found a large metal symbol for the eye of the universe inside a burned out building. That we did. That we fucking did. What does that all mean? No idea. No clue whatsoever. But we're gonna pick this up in the next episode and go even more, because this is kind of exploded. Because that strangers, like, that's a whole stack of things that we have to work into everything else we're doing. But I'm thinking this, right? Let's go back to Brittle Hollow. We didn't. That's one of the places we didn't thoroughly explore a lot. Plus, there's a quantum tower there that we haven't visited, and so that I also want to do. Want to go visit the quantum tower over there, and then poke around at the North Pole, right? And then see what we can see and learn. Maybe it'll time. Maybe we'll find more about the Ash Twin project by extension doing that, and then also maybe even locate shelter site, right? Because I think for right now, our time on the twins is it's never done. It's never done, right? But it's now been incredibly beneficial and has now shot us to go to other places. I think it's so fucking cool. It's so cool. So seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope these. I go on a lot of tangents. It does make me think a lot, and this game is just keeps it's never not being good, and it just keeps getting better. It's wild how much just the feeling of enjoying the space, enjoying the exploration, the discovery, going around, even with the inevitability of death. It's still so fun. The ride, right? What is it? The journey, not the destination, right? That's... I don't know, I guess that's kind of... That's the vibe. I don't know. It's great. I could talk this game up so much, and we're not even done with it. We're not even done with it. So for real, let me know what you guys think about this. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.